Welcome back to the channel. How long has it been? Where have I gone? Oops. I didn't jump off a cliff setting up the the DMR radio here, the Retevis. I think my last video was about this and what did I do to myself. And so, in case y'all are concerned, no, I'm here. I'm okay. We had to move, and so we have had quite the couple months. We got a notice from our landlord that they are intending to sell, and therefore we need to vacate. And so we had a big house search and looked at a whole bunch of rentals and got moved into a place. We're a little further up the road from where we were. We're in Kingsport now. Nice view of Bays Mountain. For those of you up in the East Tennessee area, you'll know there are a few radio towers up there, which is a plus for me. Got good reception to the Kingsport repeaters, GMRS, and otherwise. Of course, they have pretty good coverage anyway. It's kind of ironic up there. We're further away from Mount Mitchell, but we receive Mount Mitchell better than we did down in the Johnson City Gray area. Our old house was kind of at the foot of a hill where the land comes down and the valley is kind of there. And so that hill was to our south, and so a lot of things to our south we didn't get good coverage of. And so, from a radio standpoint, we're in a much better position than we were. I have been playing around with the Retevis model number RT3S. It's the DMR. I think I've got the model number right. Of course, they don't have it spec'd on there. You can hear some nice clear audio. If somebody will keep talking here. I've got a hotspot actually running in the studio up here. So I'm running off of a hotspot. That's another thing that I've brewed up in the last few months because I had tried some of the local repeaters, the DMR repeaters, and I don't know if you're familiar with DMR, but you can do an echo test where it's like a radio check, except you don't have to have somebody on the other end to say, oh yeah, I can hear you, you're good. So you pull up the echo test talk group on the local repeater, testing 1, 2, 3, KI4TQN, and then in a second you'll hear back, testing 1, 2, 3, KI4TQN, and you know, I can get into the repeater, I'm getting good reception, and I can hear myself back, and so audio check is done. I had one repeater owner send me an email because he had noted that over 3 days I had done 12 echo tests and that abuse of his system was not going to be tolerated and that he would prohibit access if he had to, which was a little shocking to me actually because I had just done a couple of quick echo tests at work, at home, at this location, the studio, in transit as well, just testing to see if I could hit that repeater those places, and it was a total of probably 12 over about 3-4 days, and it was also 3-4 locations, and it was also 30 seconds per test, and so I didn't think that that was abusive. I thought that that was kind of a common thing for people to do, but evidently it was a little much for this one repeater owner. We left on good terms. I just decided at that point, you know what, I'm going to do my own hotspot. And I've done a couple of neat little tricks with that I think you all might find interesting as well. And so right now I've got it set up kind of at a fixed location here at our office, basically studio and office. I want to make a couple more, to be honest. I rode with it in the car with me for a while and ran it off of a Starlink, which I will say works amazing. It works really good. So there's that too. I've got a number of ideas for some videos coming up. Right now, what I haven't had is time, and so I'm going to try and make time to get y'all some more information on the digital setup. I want to get the open source firmware installed on this. I've done the stock firmware on the Retevis, and the layout of how zones and groups and all of that are set up, I'm not very thrilled with. And I think I had said in one of my previous videos that I can see what I think should work better and be more organized. And as I'm reading about the open source firmware, I think they actually do some of what I had kind of pictured in my head is what would a better approach would be. And so I really definitely want to try that out here soon. I want to talk to you about building your own hotspot. I didn't go and pay $300, $400, $500 for this because I don't have enough disposable income to dispose of that way. And so I had an old Raspberry Pi 3, I think it was, and I ordered a $30 add-on card that sits on the top of it, and open source software, WPSD, and it was really pretty quick and easy to brew up a little mini repeater kind of for your own use, basically, which is kind of fun. Um, Digital, I know there's controversy with digital. Some people are not as thrilled with it. Um, I like the analog just because I know it's the lowest common denominator. It's a little easier for everybody to access. But I do like the quality of digital. We'll talk more about the digital versus analog, I'm sure, in coming videos as well. I've got a number of things sketched out. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be putting up videos, but I will be back. I'm trying to get there right now to lay out a routine for getting this done. In any case, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for tuning into the update. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I've also had a lot of comments about the sound, that people aren't able to hear me too well. No, the microphone isn't on the other side of the room. I just need to come up with a better way to mic. I had one that I was wearing on the lavalier. The charge doesn't always work well, and it for some reason isn't doing great. But I will figure out something as we go along, and we'll get more videos up here, get more good content for you. We'll take a look at the hotspot setup to go with the digital radio. I'll probably talk about the open source firmware when I get to that. We'll talk about doing Starlink and running your hotspot over Starlink for a communications option. And I don't know what else is on the horizon after that, but we'll see. We'll have some fun things. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for visiting. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks.